Toujours du côté de Carlos Slim, j'aimerais que vous visionnez cette vidéo qui n'est pas très longue. Cette femme, mes amis, est toujours portée disparue à l'heure où on parle. Les accusations sont ici portées sur le fils de Carlos Slim.
para todo nuestro auditorio. Efectivamente, a pocas horas de haber sido detenida esta mujer, Gabriela Rico Jiménez, de 21 años de edad, fue puesta en libertad de manera inexplicable y sin embargo, las primeras horas de este lunes volvió a protagonizar un escándalo en plena vía pública. Luis, es que se puede localizar a los familiares de esta joven para que se le brinde la ayuda necesaria, ya que, bueno, de acuerdo a las declaraciones que mencionaba, en donde acusaba al personal de este hotel.
Pour info, les affaires de cannibalisme ne sont pas une légende. Carlos Slim, dont je vous parlais plus tôt, est celui qui a cofinancé ce film. Il a aussi par le passé fait don de 100 millions de dollars à la fondation Clinton en 2007. Aussi, il est très proche de la famille Rothschild. Carlos Slim conclura des accords avec Hunter Biden, le très sulfureux fils de l'actuel président américain. Et ce, à la même période où Joe Biden était vice-président sous Obama. La Russie avait à cette même époque accusé Hunter Biden de contribuer à faciliter un programme d'armes biologiques en Ukraine. J'aimerais que nous parlions à présent de John Paul DeJoria. Il est le second personnage ayant financé le film Son of Freedom. Ce personnage énigmatique est signataire de l'initiative The Giving Pledge, autrement dit la promesse de donner. Cette promesse consiste à enregistrer l'engagement moral de milliardaires acceptant de céder plus de la moitié de leur fortune à des causes philanthropiques ou encore à des associations caritatives, et ce de leur vivant ou post-mortem.
Thanks for being here. I asked for you because I've known about you and I've heard amazing things about you. I watched your documentary and you're one of the most inspirational people that I think I've ever been aware of. So I wanted you here because there are a lot of people that are going through a lot of tough times right now. And so I want you to, if you can, I know it's a long story, but in a short way, tell people how you got from living in your car with $700 to getting out of that situation and where you are.
Certainly.
Ellen DeGeneres proves why Hollywood hates the sound of freedom. All eyes are on Hollywood as it is exposed more and more. All this started with the film Sound of Freedom, which was released about a month ago. And according to the film, there is a lot of human trafficking going on in Hollywood that nobody is willing to talk about. Ever since this dark secret came out into the open, much talk has been about why it has never been discussed. However, even more suspicious is the fact that members from Hollywood are avoiding this topic at all costs. Since its release, Ellen DeGeneres has not talked about the Sound of Freedom and its conspiracies. However, the same can't be said about her fans. Most of her fans are spamming her comments in her social media posts with Sound of Freedom. But what has Ellen DeGeneres done about this? And better yet, how has she proved that Hollywood hates Sound of Freedom? Let's find out, shall we? Everyone knows who Ellen DeGeneres is. After all, she had one of Hollywood's most successful talk shows. Since she stopped doing the show, she has kept in touch with her fans on social media, posting mostly on Instagram. Her posts show how much her fans love and support her, filling her comments section with positive remarks. However, we can't say the same about her latest Instagram and TikTok posts. Ellen DeGeneres' posts have been flooded with comments as usual. However, they are a bit different this time because they all suggest that she watched the hit movie Sound of Freedom. This has been going on for the past few days, raising many questions about why she has been targeted in such a way. To make it worse, her silence about it is not helping at all, which makes people even more suspicious of her. On August 1st, 2023, Elijah Schaffer, a media personality and former host on The Blaze, posted video footage on Twitter showing the comments sent to Ellen's recent post. In the video, you can hear Ellen DeGeneres talking about her love for fruit in a TikTok video. And as usual, she does this in her signature comedic style. However, the video then shows the comments section, with many people telling her to watch Sound of Freedom. Are you going to see the movie Sound of Freedom? Sound of Freedom! I enjoy the Sound of Freedom. Do you like the movie Sound of Freedom? These are just some of the comments on this video. As you can see, they are all talking about the film. They all ranged from people writing Sound of Freedom's title to some even asking her whether she enjoyed the movie. And given that she has not said anything about it, her fans are becoming even more suspicious. Might they have just exposed her for not watching the movie? And better yet, might she be part of the Hollywood elite, the group trying so hard to prevent the movie from being viewed by people? The movie Sound of Freedom tells the story of a former Homeland Security Special Agent, Tim Ballard, played by Jim Caviezel. In this movie, you can see how Tim Ballard willingly quit his job and started Operation Underground Railroad, whose main focus is fighting child trafficking organizations. The movie was released on July 4th and is being distributed by Utah-based Angel Studios. And from the moment it was released, it opened to positive audience figures. Not only that, but it has also become the first post-pandemic independent movie to pass the $100 million milestone domestically. Even though the film has been such a success, it has been accused of pandering to the support of QAnon. For those unfamiliar with this word, QAnon is a conspiracy theory group with all sorts of conspiracies. One such conspiracy they had was that the former president, Donald Trump, would work to bring down a secret group of high-profile satanic child abusers as president. They also asserted that Trump would then order the arrest of said abusers, followed by their execution. However, both Caviezel, who is best known for playing Jesus in Mel Gibson's 2004 movie The Passion of the Christ, and Ballard have denied any accusation that Sound of Freedom is trying to appeal to QAnon supporters. However, many moviegoers have claimed that there are all sorts of efforts on the part of mainstream Hollywood to suppress the movie. And if you were to go to TikTok and search for Sound of Freedom, you would see a lot of footage of interrupted or aborted Sound of Freedom screenings. All of this supports the claim that the Hollywood elite is doing everything possible to prevent many people from seeing the movie. But no matter how hard they try, people still watch it, with most demanding that it be watched. Now, people on social media have linked DeGeneres to the movie by swamping her most recent posts with mentions of Sound of Freedom. And from Schaffer's video on Twitter, it is quite evident that people are not pleased with DeGeneres not watching or talking about the movie. Schaffer wrote, "Everyone is tagging Sound of Freedom in Ellen DeGeneres posts now." However, people are not asking why DeGeneres has become such a target in this matter. Well, according to a YouTube video shared by the channel Did You Catch This?, it seems there is more to the story than people know. In this video, there are claims that several people have subscribed to the conspiracy theory that DeGeneres is somehow linked to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Not only that, but it goes even deeper to involve Epstein's private Caribbean island, Little St. James. There were also claims that conspiracy theorists believe that DeGeneres got the inspiration for the design of her set from her now canceled chat show on Epstein's island. They might just be going too far with this, but then again, they might be right. The video also stated that conspiracy theorists once tried to tie DeGeneres' name to a false conspiracy theory, claiming that many high-ranking Democratic Party officials officials were involved in a child sex and human trafficking ring. According to this conspiracy theory, the operation was being carried out in the basement of a pizza shop that is now closed. This theory has widely been called Pizzagate, which grew out of QAnon-linked online spaces. However, since this theory came to light, there have been no confessions from alleged victims or any physical evidence concerning it. And so, it was widely discredited and debunked by Bloomberg, The Washington Post, and The Los Angeles Times. When it comes to Epstein, there have been a lot of accusations over the past several months. And one of the accusations that got the attention of everyone was that he had certain celebrities visit his island, flying there in his private jet. It is known that Epstein's private jet, Lolita Express, was used to transport guests to his island. However, there were allegations against it that it was also being used to fly underage girls to some of the late billionaire's properties. After Epstein's apparent suicide while in jail in 2019, some lists were released on social media that implicated high-profile people visiting the island. Several celebrity names were on this list, and they were probably added by a faction of social media users who targeted public figures as part of an apparent campaign to link them to the disgraced financier's crimes. There were 124 names, most of them celebrities whose politics lean left. Some of the names on the flight log included Oprah Winfrey, Beyoncé, Eminem, Tom Hanks, and even former President Barack Obama. However, when the list was cross-checked with the actual flight logs released in the court record, 36 of the celebrities named had never set foot on the aircraft, including all those mentioned a few seconds ago. But even though they are all off the hook, this information continues to spread. However, the main issue is that some names, such as lawyer Alan Dershowitz and former President Bill Clinton, appear on the actual flight logs. As much as all the conspiracy theorists tried to pin Ellen DeGeneres on the flight list, they failed because she had never set foot on the island. However, this doesn't save her from the jaws of the public for not watching Sound of Freedom. Everyone will probably keep spamming her comment section with these remarks on Sound of Freedom until she speaks up. As much as DeGeneres is not talking about the Sound of Freedom, other stars greatly support it, and someone who has been very vocal about it, as we all know by now, is Mel Gibson. Since the movie was released, Mel Gibson has been on its case, always discussing and promoting it. A movie that receives a free promotion from someone like Mel Gibson is worth watching. This might be one of the reasons why the movie has done so well in theaters, even though the Hollywood elite are trying to fight it. The Hollywood elite has since been called out, but nobody in Hollywood wants to comment about the movie. Most of the Hollywood stars are completely silent about the movie, and none of them has commented. And as we have seen, even Ellen DeGeneres has not commented. So the question is, could she be part of the Hollywood elite? Is she ignoring Sound of Freedom? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And
You know, people often stop me on the street and say, Ellen, do you like fruit? I do. I enjoy fruit. I enjoy cherries, all variety of grapes. I enjoy little tangerines, pears, peaches. I like potatoes.
Sud. John Paul DeJoria a également travaillé avec Nelson Mandela et l'organisation Food for Africa en Afrique du Sud. Une fondation portant un nom étrange, 46664. Comme vous pouvez le voir ici sur le t-shirt que porte Brad Pitt, nous avons le symbolisme à peine caché du nombre de la bête. Concernant Mandela, au risque d'en décevoir certains, il n'était lui aussi qu'une marionnette communiste mondialiste. Je vous invite à écouter ce que disait de lui le garde du corps de sa femme, qui l'a accusé ouvertement de torture sadique sur des enfants. Nelson Mandela faisait partie des Chevaliers de Malte, une division des Templiers. Il existe un rituel attaché au diplôme, mais très peu le possèdent. Et il est généralement communiqué après que le candidat ait été créé Templier. DeJoria a été un soutien de la fondation 46664 de Mandela, et il n'était pas le seul. Parmi les soutiens de la fondation,
Evil persists when good people remain silent.
Mon idéal le plus cher a été celui d'une société libre et démocratique dans laquelle tout le monde vivrait ensemble en harmonie et avec des chances égales. C'est un idéal pour lequel j'espère vivre et que j'espère accomplir. Mais si c'est nécessaire, c'est un idéal pour lequel je suis prêt à mourir.
When the door closed, you're wondering when that door is going to open again. There's no clocks, there's no watches, and I know when Mandela went into his cell, it was exactly like that. Time becomes something different.
It's small. It's really small. Was that the exact size that he was in?
8 feet by 7 feet.
How do you survive in that?
De pas pouvoir avoir une liberté justement de sortir quand on veut, même pas de fenêtre. Donc 27 minutes, ça se tolère, mais 27 ans, je pense pas.
It's hard not to get emotional, actually. Because it's funny, I came and I was thinking I'm just going to sit in a room for 27 minutes and then talk about my experience afterwards. Awesome, great, and that'll be that. It was like, there's no hope. Walking out of the room, I felt all the hope in the world. I'm out of here. Time to go do something. Which in the larger case, with Nelson Mandela, he gets out and he changes the world.
Je marchais dans la pièce, d'un coin à un autre, et je pensais, quand est-ce que je vais sortir d'ici? Quand est-ce que la porte va s'ouvrir? C'est tellement petit. Je peux pas m'imaginer attendre 27 ans que la porte s'ouvre. Je pense que je serais devenue folle.
I'm thinking to myself, I knew the door could open. He didn't. I knew I would be able to talk to my family again. He didn't.
Just reading the quote there on the wall, it really gave me a sense of how strong his spirit must have been and how deep his beliefs were and how committed he was to that sacrifice.
There's a lot of things that I hold true and hold in my heart so strong, but I don't know that I would go to prison for that.
He was given the opportunity to get out of there. I believe they said, we will let you out early if you stop leading this revolution. And he still said no, and he stayed in there. That takes a special person to do that. And I think that most people, given a choice to get out, would do anything to get out of there.
I think his story is ultimately, it's about love. It's about love of his people, belief in his people.
We're all put on this earth together in the same space. Although we all look different, we may visibly be different, we're no different than each other, and we all should be equal. And I think it was a point of someone making a stand, saying, I'm willing to give up my freedom and my life for your equality. And that's huge. It's definitely a sign of a true warrior.
Not everyone can do what he did, but everyone can do something.